Hey, it's Alexa.
And Brielle.
This episode is simply for someone.
And we hope that's you. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Welcome back to Simply for Someone. This is episode 2. We're so excited to have you here.
Yes, we are.
We wanted to spend this episode allowing each of you to get to know Alexa and I individually, just so you can kind of see, like, who are these podcast hosts? Like, who am I listening to right now? So Alexa, first question for you is, where are you from?
I'm from Northern California, so not from Arizona. I feel like a lot of people you meet in Arizona are actually not from here,
Yeah.
at least for me. Like, I feel like I've noticed that
I
a
would
lot.
agree.
I've lived here for 5 years almost, so in that time span, I like meet more people that are like, oh, I'm from this state, or I'm from here, I'm from this place, but never like, oh, I've lived in Arizona my whole life. But
Right.
it's kind of rare. I just feel like everyone's moving here.
Yeah.
So yeah, from Northern California. I lived there up until I was 18.
Mhm.
And then I moved here at the end of 2018, and I've been here ever since.
Lovely.
Where are you from?
I am from Illinois. I typically say I'm from Chicago because I feel like it's so much easier just to say Chicago because everyone knows where Chicago is. So I'm from Illinois, and I've been here for almost 8 years. I feel like the time has flown since I've been here.
Yeah.
I feel like every year when people ask me that, I'm like, 5 years. And I'm like, wait, every year has been 5 years. I'm like, it definitely feels like home, although it's crazy to think that I spent most of my life somewhere else because I honestly, so many parts of me like don't remember living there. Like I'll go back and visit and I'm just like, wait, I lived here? Like it's so weird to me. But yeah, I've been here for quite a bit of time.
Why did you move to Arizona?
So there was quite a few reasons why I chose to move to Arizona. Ultimately, it was a family decision.
That's funny that you say that because I moved after I got out of high school. And I feel like that was definitely like a different time period of my life because I obviously didn't know what I was doing. And the move from California to Arizona was definitely like a decision that my mom and dad made.
Right.
My dad got a job transfer out here, and honestly, California was just getting so expensive that my mom did not want to stay there any longer. So we ended up moving out here, and I had done 1 semester of community college before coming out here. And then when I got out here, I was like, I don't know like what I want to do. Like, I don't know if I want to go to college. I don't know. Like, I feel like that was just like a big question mark in my head is like, what do I do? So I just started working right away when I got here. And then fast forward 5 years later, I've been working ever since. Like I did go back to school. I did get, I have my esthetician license. So I am an esthetician, which that's another thing that Brie and I have in common is she's an esthetician too. Yes, you are. She still uses her license. She owns her own business and everything. I don't use my license, but it was a really fun time, and I'm really glad that I have that, and I have that knowledge, and I have, something to fall back on. It just wasn't something that I think that I wanted to pursue after school. It's not something that I realized that I wanted to do, which I feel like a lot of people can relate to.
100%.
Yeah. You get into school and you want to do something, and you have this projection or dream, and then you get out of school and you're like, wait, really? Is that what I want to do? You know? So I know for you, it probably was different because obviously you still use your license, but
So then what is your occupation now?
I work in a real estate office as an executive assistant for a real estate team in Gilbert. So totally different than like what I was doing before. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think the real estate world is so awesome to watch. I have like a front row seat to what the economy looks like. And I think it's so cool because it's obviously real estate is constantly evolving. So it's awesome. I love it.
I love that. Okay, so for anyone who's listening who does not know what an executive assistant is, because I may or may not have known the details of your day in and day out job role when I first met you, and I may have looked it up.
Oh my God.
So can you tell everyone what exactly you do?
I do a lot of everything. So we have several agents that work in our office, and I pretty much do anything that they need me to do. If they need a closing gift for a client, I put that together. If they need an inspection set up, I'll call and set the inspection up. If they, need stagers to call and set up a staging consultation, I'll reach out to the stagers and say, hey, we have a new listing. Can you reach out to our sellers and schedule that for us? So I do a lot of like the communication for them because they're so busy coordinating, negotiating with transactions and stuff that I'll do a lot of the small detailed work. So like today, we had a new listing and I got those paperworks over to, or the paperwork over to our transaction coordinator so she could start on that. And we needed to get like an exterior photo of the house to be able to put in MLS. So our marketing manager went and took that. So it's definitely a very like teamwork thing, which is awesome because we all lean on each other. We all help each other. If there's something that I can't do, I'll ask someone else. If there's something, you know, the agents can't do right away, I'll get on it for them. So I do a lot of everything, which is awesome because I feel like my day to day is always so different, which is really fun because it keeps it, you know, interesting and different. And it's not like the same boring piece of work, you know? And it's really cool to be able to be a part of people's lives and changing them because, you know, they're buying houses or they're selling houses and they're moving. So very like life altering situations.
Emotional decisions.
Definitely. Yeah.
Love that.
So Brie, tell me about your occupation. Obviously, you're an esthetician and you own your own business.
Well, thank you for such a grand introduction.
Well, it's amazing to own your own business at such a young age is incredible. Not a lot of people can do it. So tell us.
Thank you. Yeah, my journey to getting to where I'm at right now definitely was a long one. I know Alexa knows quite a bit of it, but I started as an esthetician in 2018.
That's awesome.
And so I started out doing waxing, which I honestly never thought I would do.
But I think that's where a lot of people start getting out of school.
That instant gratification just drew me in. Like I was like, this is so fun. And it was quick. It wasn't like super long treatment. So
the turnaround time is
I mean, my attention span at that age too. Like honestly, I loved it. And at that time in my life, it was a great career. I loved being able to change people's lives. I initially got into being an esthetician because I wanted to help people. Like that was the most important thing. I wanted to help men and women alike feel confident in their own skin, feel confident in who God created them to be. That was really important for me. And so I was like, I want to have a career that is aligned with what I feel my calling is, which is to love other people. But I just felt like my purpose and my calling was so different from the people that I was working for. Like the ethics and the politics behind working for other people just didn't align with what I believed. It turned into a lot of like, sell this to this person because I want to make the commission, or sell this to that person because our business wants to do this. And it's like, that just did not sit well with me. And I truly could not sleep at night. Like I would have nights where I would call my mom, I would call my friends, and I would cry. And I'm like, I am so passionate about this job. Like I want to do this for the rest of my life, but I cannot stand the idea of selling something to someone that is not meant for them.
Yeah.
Like it just is soul crushing. And I'm sure so many other people who have been estheticians or in a service-based job where they're forced to sell, they struggle with that like internal battle of like, am I being ethical? Is this right? I know I'm helping them, but I'm also helping myself, you know, and it just feels so selfish.
Yeah.
So I kind of stepped away from that. And in 2019, just a year after I had graduated and got my license, I attempted opening Synergy Skin Studio for the very first time. I was so naive. It's so cute looking back on it now, you know, sweet little girl wanted to open a business, and I have this salon suite and all this overhead at a really young age. And I was like, girlfriend, what? Like it was honestly so traumatizing. And so I shut down, and I honestly debated my career in the industry. I was like, am I meant for this? Like, am I built for this? Like, this is hard.
Yeah.
This is so hard. And I was crushed to my core. And I really had to sit back and think, like, is this what I want? And if it is, like, how am I going to move forward? So then after that had happened, that's when I started working for these med spas and this plastic surgeon who was amazing. And then another med spa. And after that, just kind of bouncing around and learning from all these different amazing companies, I was like, I'm going to open my own. Like, I want to be true to my brand. I want to be true to who I am and who I really feel God has called me to be. So I opened Synergy Skin Studio again in March of this year. So it's still so new. She is my baby. I love her. But yeah, so that's my passion. But yeah, I'm a licensed esthetician, certified laser tech. So hopefully one day here soon, you'll see Synergy all over. Okay, so enough about me and my career because
I love hearing about your career, though.
Anyone who knows me knows it's like my whole personality. I could talk about it for way too long and probably annoy you and start to get into like the science of your skin. Like nobody cares, Brie. Shut up. So I would like to turn it over to you. And why don't you tell us some of like your hobbies and your passions when you're not working?
Yeah, when I'm not working. So I luckily work Monday through Friday. I have the weekends off, which is so awesome because for a long time I did not have that. I worked weekends, nights, mornings, like my schedule was all over the place with my previous job. And so now that I have so much stability with my job and like so much like I don't know, like freedom, I guess. I find that I have like a lot of extra downtime, which I love and I'd love to take advantage of. One of my favorite things to do that I'm so passionate about, which anyone who does know me knows this, is I love the gym. I'm in the gym constantly.
Yes, she does. She's a baddie. She is.
I've been in the gym consistently for probably the last 2 years, on and off before that too, but I would say consistently putting in like time in the gym, definitely like over the last 2 years. And I just love the way it makes my body feel. I love going there. It's a stress relief. It's a like if I'm not having a good day, half of me doesn't want to go to the gym, but I know the other half of me will be so happy and proud that I went and I'll feel so good. So that's something I try to constantly remind myself when I'm like getting ready to go to the gym or if I have that thought of like, oh, I don't want to go there. So that is something I'm super, super passionate about is the gym. I just love, taking care of myself, number one, and being healthy, but two, just scientifically lifting weights is so good for you.
Right.
So that's obviously a plus and benefit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is one I'd probably say my number one passion. I do love to read. I love listening to podcasts. Obviously we're here. I don't know if I'll be listening to myself. I'll probably cringe. Yeah, reading, journaling, spending time with my family, anything like that. I'm more of a homebody and like introvert, I'd say, but I am an extrovert. Bree gets me out of the house when I become a hermit.
Oh my
So, but yeah, I just love being around people who want to love me and uplift me, and I love uplifting other people. And I have a very small circle of people, but those people who are in my circle, I could spend every single day with them. So, and be happy.
Yeah. So would you say that you're an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert?
Is that both?
Yeah.
I would probably say an ambivert.
Okay.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so.
Ambivert? I've actually never heard that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like a chameleon. Like I'll adapt to a situation or like if I'm out and like I wouldn't say that like on a day-to-day basis, I'm like, yeah, let's go out, let's party. That's usually not me. But like last weekend when we went out, it was so fun. I was so happy that I went. I was exhausted because I worked all day.
Yeah.
We both did. And we were like, let's just go out. And it was so much fun. So I definitely feel like I adapt into like certain situations and I can definitely be both for sure. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, well. When I was younger, I would say I was definitely an extrovert. Like I loved like standing in front of my parents and like watch my little dance, like ew, cringe. I know, but it was me. I did do it. I did. My sister and I would just like have way too much fun making these little stupid videos. So loved the attention when I was younger. I feel like as I've gotten older, I don't recharge my battery by being social, right? Like I love being social and I love being around people, but I also have a customer facing job where I'm constantly like talking to people and like exchanging energy with people. And I love it. Like I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I think there are some days where I can come home and I do feel pretty drained. Girl, like I need time to myself. So maybe ambivert, like I can be extroverted if you need me to be, and I can like talk to anybody, but I don't recharge unless I like have that quiet time alone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I need that solitude.
Yeah. It's funny, last week, I think was it last weekend, I said to my mom, I was like, my social battery seems so drained.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just can't, like, I think it was last weekend because I just remember being like at home all weekend and just being exhausted. And I don't know, I think it was my whole work week that caught up to me. And I just was like, I need to sleep. Like, I want a nap. I think I took a nap on Saturday and Sunday, which is so unlike me. But it was amazing.
Beautiful. So great. You need your sleep. It's so healthy for your body.
Yeah. Okay, so we know that you're introvert / extrovert, depending on your mood and your social battery.
Depending on your mood, I mean, probably.
But what is like your hobbies and passions? Like, what do you like to do in your free time if you're like not at home or if you are at home alone?
Right. To be totally transparent, I don't know, because I spend so much of my time working between like physically being at the spa, doing something else, having this fun podcast, spending time with you. When I do have those few moments, I feel like, reading. I don't know why, but I love cleaning my home. It really like relaxes me, like being able to just clean my whole place and then sit down and be like, oh, I live in a beautiful, clean,
it's so true.
Place.
Having a clean environment is like essential.
Yeah.
Like you need that.
Yeah. So love that. I love to play pickleball when it's not over 110.
Oh my God. We've been dying. We've been dying to play pickleball and it's so friggin' hot out here. I'm like, why don't they make more indoor courts in Arizona? Like, duh.
If you're an investor or you have a lot of money, I would highly recommend doing that because I'm sure people would pay monthly to be able to go. Like,
well, the pickleball courts get like jam-packed anyway, but we have one across the street from our house and like no one's on it right now because it's so hot. I would love to go out there and play, but I'm like, it's just so hot. There's no way.
It's literally painful.
Yeah, that is a fun hobby. She reminded me because I love pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball's so fun.
Well, I feel like we've covered probably more than we planned on in this episode, which is totally fine. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like chatting with each other and you guys.
Yeah, sharing our life with you.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We're here to build like an uplifting community. Thank you so much for listening again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Hi, friends. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast, Simply for Someone. We appreciate you supporting us. We would love it if you took a moment to share this episode with someone close to you.
We hope this episode was simply for you. Get to know us more by subscribing to our podcast and following us on all social media platforms at Simply for Someone Podcast. You can find our personal social media pages at Simply Alexa Nicole and the Brielle Fisher. Thanks so much, and until next episode.